Alright, hey, what's up, third grade? I'm out here on the golf course. Seems like things are starting to open up, so that's a good thing. Hopefully I get to see you guys soon. So I came out here to golf because I love golfing. A couple announcements I want to give you. So everyone beat me in the airplane contest, the paper airplane contest, so you all get a prize. Okay, but the class winner was Jeremiah, whose paper airplane flew 33 feet. I will put that video on there so you guys can see it. It seems legit. All right, 33 feet. So congratulations, Jeremiah. Here we go. I'm about to hit a monster drive on this par 5. Check it out. Par 4.
Right down the middle.
Bomb.
Center cut.
All right, good morning, third grade. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Enjoyed your time. We are in the home stretch here. Okay, Monday, May 18th. We have these 4 days and then next week, and then we are done. Okay, so I hope everyone is doing good, and we are in the final steps, the home stretch of our third grade year. Okay, so Monday, May 18th, what are we going to do today? We're going to be in the math book, page 709 through 712. Bring that to the Zoom meeting today. We're going to be reading the Boxcar Children, chapter 11, and then doing the handout. You're going to be in Writing Legends today, okay? So Writing Legends, you're going to go over to Writing Legends, and you're doing the Rad Rides. Alright, the Rad Rides assignment, so let's bring it up. So you're going to invent your own car, ultimate car. Okay, it could be anything you want, as long as you haven't seen it on the streets before. Okay, it can do whatever you want it to do. It can look however you want it to or look however you want it to look. Alright, use your imagination. These words down here in the trending are just words you can use. Okay, these are words that other people have used when they wrote this assignment, just to give you some ideas. Okay, so you're going to be doing that today. Notice there's no word count. Alright, so go ahead, be descriptive. Alright, write a decent amount here. Don't just write 50 words real quick and then be done. Okay, let's spend some time. Alright, there's not a lot of different assignments today, so let's spend some time on our writing, make it extra good. Okay, then you'll be doing Freckle Math. There's going to be 2 Freckle Math assignments. Okay, so make sure you do both of them. Alright, make sure you're doing both Freckle Math assignments. Okay, that's all the work we have for today. But other announcements. Okay, I still don't have everyone's speech. Okay, so make sure you are emailing me your famous American speech. My email is at the very bottom of this page. So if we scroll all the way down and we go through all the work we've done, you'll see it down there. Look, Mr. Drain's email. Okay, so you can always find my email. Okay, or you could just send me a message, but email me your speech. Otherwise, I cannot read them all and you cannot be graded for it. Okay, so send in those speeches. All right, I'll look forward to seeing you all later today on Zoom. And with that said, Mr. Drain out.
Hi, my name is Gertrude B. Ellen. You may have never heard of me before, but I am an important American scientist that cured childhood leukemia. I even won the Nobel Prize. I was born in New York City on January 23rd, 1918. My parents were immigrants from Europe. My dad was a dentist from Lithuania, and my mom was from Poland. We were Jewish. I worked very hard in school and got really good grades. I graduated from Walton High School at age 15. Got a scholarship to Hunter College and graduated with a degree in chemistry in 1937. I tried to go further in school, but could not get into any universities at the time. In those days, it was very unusual for a woman to have jobs in science. I tried to find a research position, but nobody would hire me in the lab. I decided to take a job teaching high school science to save money for my education. I eventually went to New York University and got my master's in science in 1941. Because World War II began, I was able to get a job in a laboratory because many men were off to war. I worked for Johnson & Johnson, but then went to work for Berg's Wellcome Pharmaceutical Company, where I started my research. My colleague's name was George Hitchens. We studied cells. By learning how cells work, we came up with drugs that stopped them from growing. We realized that the drug could stop cancerous white blood cells. This disease was called leukemia. By making this drug called chemotherapy, we saved a lot of children over the years from dying of leukemia. I never got married because I loved my job so much. I was engaged, but my fiance died, and that's what inspired me to study biochemistry. I love to travel and go to the Metropolitan Opera. I won the Nobel Prize in 1988 in psychology and medicine. I am so happy that my work helped so many kids, including the third grade teacher at Pearl Prep named Mr. Drain. I died of a hemorrhage stroke on February 21st in 1999. And that speech was written by Kendall Deemers. Cheers. Hello, my name is Harriet Tubman. Most of you already know who I am, but for those of you who do not, let me introduce myself. You might say I've had a pretty adventurous life. Was I scared sometimes? Yes, but did that stop me? No. Let me start at the beginning. I was born back in 1920 in Dorset County, Maryland, in the USA. It was difficult because I was born to slavery, which means I was not free. I was owned by someone, and that's just the beginning of my daring life. Every day I worked in the fields or in the kitchen for my master. It was hard because if we didn't work fast enough, we were beaten. One day another slave tried to run off, so the master threw a heavy weight at him, but accidentally hit me in the head instead. I was not the same after that. I would fall asleep without warning. I learned it was called seizures. I knew I needed to escape and be free like the birds. My father told me not to follow the North Star. He taught me which berries to eat and to run away through the forest quietly, quickly, and silently. When I was 28 years old, I got married, and because slaves were not allowed to get married, we jumped over a broom. It was an old tradition. I told my husband John I wanted to escape, but he said I shouldn't. So I did it when he was sleeping. I wrapped cornbread and fish for a snack. I followed the North Star and started running. On the way, a Quaker woman told me about a safe house in Delaware, the next state over. I ran for hours. It was tough. Sometimes I had to cross rivers and had sharp pains, but I didn't stop. One time I fell asleep in a hollow log. I didn't hear the slave catchers galloping past me. I prayed and they did not see me. In Delaware, I found the safe house the woman had told me about. At the safe house, they hid me and gave me food. At night, I left for the next safe house. After days of running, I crossed into the free state of Pennsylvania. I could not believe it. I was free. As a free woman now, I couldn't stop thinking about all the people I had left behind. Rescuing slaves became known as the Underground Railroad because it was a secret mission. I went to a secret meeting called the American Anti-Slave Society that helped to free slaves. I heard my sister's family escaped and they were hiding in Baltimore, Maryland. They needed someone to lead them to safety. It would be dangerous, but I know I could do it. I not only saved my sister and family, but many others. The last people I saved were probably the most important to me. It was my mom and my dad. They were in their 70s now, and running would be very hard for them. I started off to rescue my parents in Maryland, and when I found them, I was so happy to see them. To keep them from getting caught, I dressed as an old woman, like this. And I took a horse transportation to get us back to safety. I drove as fast as I could all night long. They were finally free. In 1861, a war called the Civil War started. The southern states wanted slaves, but President Abraham Lincoln and the northern states wanted to be free wanted the slaves to be free. I wanted to help the North, so I worked as a spy and a scout and a nurse. When the Civil War ended, all the slaves were free. It was a great victory for all. In 1913, the last days of my life, I was 88 years old, and I learned the women were fighting for the right to vote. I sent them a message saying, "Stand together." In my lifetime, I not only got to see freedom given to all of those in the right to vote, people called me the Moses of my people for leading the slaves to freedom. I made 19 trips south and brought more than 300 people out of slavery. I like to say I never run a train off the track, and I've never lost a passenger. This is the speech of Harriet Tubman, written by Cammie Carson.